The sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm, golden hue over the quaint neighborhood, where the soft glow of lanterns began to awaken from their daytime slumber. Have you ever felt an overwhelming desire to retreat to a time when life was simpler, when laughter echoed beneath the delicate dance of twinkling lights? In this gentle twilight, as shadows stretched and intertwined, Mira found herself yearning for just such a moment. Mira, a gentle and contemplative woman in her late 30s, stood at her kitchen window, watching as the evening transformed her small town into a canvas of serenity. The air was rich with the scent of blooming jasmine, a fragrance that tugged at her heart, reminding her of countless childhood nights spent beneath these very lanterns, where dreams were shared and laughter floated like the fireflies that danced in the warm summer breeze. The streets were lined with trees, their branches adorned with lanterns that swayed softly, whispering secrets of the past. Each lantern held a flickering glow, a tiny flame that flickered in harmony with the gentle rustle of leaves. The sound of laughter drifted in from the nearby park, where children played, their joyful shouts mingling with the soft chirping of crickets, heralding the arrival of night. Yet, in this picturesque setting, Mira felt an ache deep within her, a longing that echoed louder than the distant laughter. The chaos of her job had become an unyielding tide, pulling her further away from the tranquil moments she cherished so dearly. The constant demands, the rush of deadlines, and the endless cycle of obligations had swallowed her spirit, leaving her feeling adrift in a sea of responsibilities. Mira closed her eyes, allowing the sounds of the evening to wash over her, yet the weight of her busy life pressed heavily on her chest. Memories of evenings spent with Eli, her childhood friend, flooded her mind. Eli, with his warm heart and gentle smile, had always known how to weave melodies from the world around him. They would sit under the lanterns, sharing stories and dreams, while Eli strummed his guitar, the notes drifting through the air like the sweet aroma of blooming flowers. As the breeze caressed her face, Mira could almost hear the echoes of Eli's laughter and the soothing cadence of his music. Those were the nights that felt eternal, filled with hope and the promise of tomorrow. But now, as the lanterns illuminated the streets, she felt a deep-seated yearning to return to that simplicity, to reconnect not just with Eli, but with herself. She turned away from the window, the vibrant colors of the evening fading into the background of her thoughts. The cacophony of her life beckoned her back, but her heart remained tethered to the past. The conflict within her deepened. How could she find a way to balance her responsibilities with the joys that once filled her days? How could she reclaim the laughter and the music that had become mere echoes in her memory? As she prepared a simple dinner, the quiet clinking of utensils served as a reminder of the peaceful moments she had once taken for granted. The fragrance of sautéed vegetables wafted through her small kitchen, yet it failed to soothe the restlessness in her soul. The gentle glow of the lanterns outside flickered in her peripheral vision, a soft invitation to step outside and embrace the night. Mira took a deep breath, letting it out slowly, feeling the tension begin to dissipate. Perhaps, she thought, it was time to reach out to Eli, to take a step towards rediscovering the joy that once thrived in the simplicity of their friendship. But as she set the table, the familiar shadow of doubt crept in. Was it too late? Would he even remember those nights under the lanterns, or had life pulled him away just as it had her? The evening deepened, and the world outside transformed into a symphony of sounds, with the soft rustle of leaves and the distant chirping of crickets creating a soothing backdrop. It was a reminder that the beauty of life still lingered, waiting patiently for her to notice. Mira stepped onto her porch, the cool breeze brushing against her skin. The sight of the lantern swaying gently in the trees filled her heart with a bittersweet ache. With each flicker, they seemed to beckon her closer, inviting her to let go of her worries and embrace the magic of the moment. The sound of laughter grew louder, drawing her attention to the park where families gathered, their joy a stark contrast to the solitude she had felt for far too long. In that moment, standing beneath the soft glow of the lanterns, Mira realized that while life may be chaotic, there is always a melody to be found in the simple moments. She could almost hear Eli's guitar in the distance, a gentle whisper of encouragement reminding her that the past was not lost, but merely waiting for her to reclaim it. Perhaps it was time to let go of the burden she carried and allow herself to wander back to those cherished evenings, to find solace in the memories that had shaped her. With a newfound sense of hope blooming within her, Mira took a deep breath, letting the cool night air fill her lungs. The lanterns continued to sway, their light dancing like a heartbeat, urging her to take that first step toward reconnecting with not just Eli, but with the joy that life had to offer. And so, beneath the enchanting glow of the lanterns, Mira stood at the threshold of change, her heart whispering promises of a night filled with laughter, music, and the gentle melody of memories waiting to be rekindled. As the evening deepened, the gentle hum of the neighborhood enveloped Mira like a warm blanket. The lanterns, now fully awake, swung softly from their branches, casting playful shadows that danced upon her front porch. The scent of blooming jasmine wafted through the air, mingling with the distant sound of laughter and the faint strumming of a guitar. It was a melody she knew all too well, Eli's melody, the one that accompanied their childhood evenings spent beneath the twinkling lanterns. Mira closed her eyes, allowing the memories to wash over her like a soft tide. She could hear the echoes of their laughter, the warmth of shared stories, and the comfort of a friendship that had always felt like home. Eli had a way of filling the air with music, transforming the simplest moments into symphonies of joy. But now, as she stood on the cusp of adulthood, those moments felt like fleeting shadows, elusive and far away. Her heart ached with the desire to return to that simpler time, to be free of the responsibilities that clawed at her every waking moment. The pressures of work loomed like dark clouds, casting a shadow over her spirit. Each day felt like a race against time, a relentless cycle of meetings, deadlines, and the constant hum of her bustling city life. The contrast was stark between the chaos of the world outside and the serenity she craved. Mira sighed, her breath hitching in her chest as she recalled the annual Lantern Festival that graced their town. It was an event unlike any other, the streets transformed into a tapestry of light and laughter, where everyone gathered to celebrate. Lanterns of all shapes and sizes floated into the night sky, each one carrying with it a wish, a dream, a hope. And at the heart of it all was Eli, his guitar cradled in his arms, strumming melodies that intertwined with the very essence of the night. Yet, as she thought of the festival, a wave of despair washed over her. This year, like so many before it, she had allowed her obligations to overshadow her desires. How many times had she promised herself she would attend? How often had she allowed the chaos of life to steal her joy? The thought weighed heavily on her heart, an anchor that threatened to pull her deeper into the sea of regret. Mira turned her gaze toward the sky, where the first stars began to twinkle like distant lanterns. She longed to reach out and touch them, to find solace in their gentle light. The city around her buzzed with life, the honking of cars, the chatter of passers-by, the distant sound of sirens. But within her, there was a yearning for silence, for peace. In that moment, she made a silent promise to herself. Perhaps it was time to reclaim the joys she had let slip away. Would it be so difficult to carve out space for the things that made her heart sing? Could she allow herself to reconnect with Eli and the enchanting world of the Lantern Festival? The thought ignited a flicker of hope within her, a small flame that dared to challenge the darkness of her doubts. As she pondered this, Mira's thoughts shifted to Eli. They had grown up together, their lives intricately woven through shared dreams and whispered secrets. But as the years passed, they had drifted apart, each caught in the currents of their own lives. She missed their conversations, the way he could make her laugh with just a few notes on his guitar,
how easily he could turn a mundane evening into a magical experience. Mira's daily routine often felt like a blur, rushing to meetings, answering emails, and navigating the demands of her job. The hum of the city felt like a constant reminder of the life she was expected to lead, the responsibilities she could not escape. But what about the responsibilities to her own happiness? The thought floated through her mind like a whisper in the wind. As the sounds of the neighborhood faded into the background, she allowed herself to drift into a daydream, where she was back at the Lantern Festival, surrounded by the warmth of familiar faces and the soft glow of light. She could picture Eli, his hair tousled by the breeze, a broad smile on his face as he played the very tunes that had once filled her heart with joy.
How beautiful it would be to let go of her worries, even for a moment, and simply bask in the glow of friendship and music. Mira took a deep breath, allowing the scent of jasmine to fill her lungs. She felt a familiar ache in her chest, a mixture of longing and nostalgia, but also a spark of determination. Perhaps it was time to reach out to Eli, to invite him back into her life, to step away from the chaos and embrace the beauty of the lanterns once more. But then, doubt crept in like a shadow. What if he had moved on? What if life had taken him in a different direction, one that didn't include her? The thought sent a shiver down her spine, but she quickly shook it off. Life was too short for what-ifs and missed opportunities. Perhaps she could muster the courage to send him a message, to reconnect and share her longing for the festival, her yearning for simpler times. "Just think, Mira," she whispered to herself, "what if he feels the same way? What if he's been waiting for you to reach out?" The gentle rustling of leaves outside her window seemed to encourage her, as if nature itself was urging her to take that first step. She could almost hear Eli's laughter mingling with the soft strumming of his guitar, a sound that felt like a balm to her restless heart. In that moment, Mira made a decision. She would not allow the responsibilities of adulthood to extinguish the light of her dreams. She resolved to create space for joy, to embrace the magic of the lanterns, and most importantly, to reconnect with Eli. As she stood on her porch, the lanterns swaying gently in the breeze, she felt a renewed sense of purpose. The night was still young, and beneath the glow of the lanterns, anything was possible. She took a final deep breath, letting the tranquility of the evening wash over her. Now, dear listener, as you find yourself wrapped in the soft embrace of this gentle night, consider this. What brings you joy? What dreams have you tucked away in the corners of your heart? Let this moment be an invitation to reflect and reconnect with the simple pleasures in life. And if you find solace in this story, we invite you to subscribe to our channel, where more gentle tales await to carry you into serene slumber. As Mira stepped back inside, a sense of calm settled within her. The lanterns outside continued to sway, whispering secrets of joy and connection to anyone willing to listen. Now, let your thoughts drift away, and let the night carry you to gentle dreams. The sun had retreated completely, leaving behind a canvas of deep indigo, scattered with twinkling stars. Mira stood by her window, the soft glow of lantern lights spilling into her kitchen, mingling with the shadows of her thoughts. As the evening deepened, so did her longing. The familiar sounds of laughter and music wafted through the air, drawing her attention to the heart of the festival unfolding just a few blocks away. Mira's phone buzzed suddenly, slicing through the gentle ambience like a sudden gust of wind. She glanced at the screen and felt a rush of warmth flood her chest. It was a text from Eli. "Mira, the Lantern Festival is alive tonight. Come join me. Let's share stories and laughter again." A smile tugged at her lips, igniting a flicker of hope. Memories flooded back, vivid and alive. Eli's laughter mingling with the soft strumming of his guitar, the way the lanterns danced in the night sky, and the sense of belonging that enveloped her like a warm embrace. But as quickly as the warmth spread, a chill of doubt followed.
She glanced around her kitchen, cluttered with responsibilities that loomed like dark clouds over her heart. The report due at work, the endless emails unanswered, the laundry piled high in the corner, all reminders of the life she had built, yet felt increasingly estranged from. "Mira," she whispered to herself, "you can't just leave everything behind." But deep inside, a counter-argument blossomed. What was life if not these fleeting moments of connection and joy? The soft sounds of the festival seemed to beckon her, growing louder, coaxing her from the confines of her home. She could almost hear Eli's music weaving through the laughter of children, the soft murmur of conversations, and the rustle of leaves as the evening breeze danced among the trees. But the weight of her responsibilities felt heavy on her shoulders, like a thick fog obscuring her path. What if I go and can't enjoy it? What if I can't find a way back to this peace? The question spiraled, forming a knot in her stomach that tightened with each passing moment. She paced her kitchen, the tiled floor cool beneath her bare feet, as she wrestled with her inner turmoil. The festival was a vibrant tapestry of life, an escape from the gray routine that had settled over her. Yet the fear of stepping away from her responsibilities loomed large in her mind. What if I go and can't enjoy it? What if I can't find a way back to this peace? The question spiraled, forming a knot in her stomach that tightened with each passing moment. She paced her kitchen, the tiled floor cool beneath her bare feet, as she wrestled with her inner turmoil. The festival was a vibrant tapestry of life, an escape from the gray routine that had settled over her. Yet the fear of stepping away from her responsibilities loomed large in her mind. As she stood there, the glow of the lanterns outside flickered like the pulse of her heart, urging her to make a choice. With every beat, she felt the weight of longing, the desire to reconnect with Eli, to recapture the simplicity of their childhood laughter, to breathe in the joy that felt so distant. "Mira," she murmured softly, "what do you truly want?" In that still moment, she recalled a time when life was simpler, when the world felt expansive and filled with possibilities. Even as a child, she had learned to dance with the wind, to embrace the moment without the hindrance of adult worries. The festival beckoned again, this time louder, more insistent. The melody of Eli's guitar floated through her mind, a soothing balm that wrapped around her heart. It was as if the festival itself was calling to her, promising a return to the joy that had once lit her way. With a deep breath, Mira placed her phone down, her decision crystallizing in the quiet of her kitchen. She could not let fear dictate her life. She could not allow her responsibilities to extinguish the light that flickered within her. She slipped into a soft sweater, its familiar fabric wrapping around her like a comforting hug. As she stepped outside, the cool night air enveloped her, refreshing and invigorating. The lantern swayed gently in the breeze, illuminating the path ahead as if guiding her toward a forgotten part of herself. As she walked, the sounds of the festival grew richer, blending with the scent of sweet pastries and blooming flowers. Each step felt lighter, as if she were shedding the weight of doubt and stepping into the warmth of acceptance. The streets were alive, filled with families and friends gathering to share in the simple joys of life. The laughter of children echoed like music, and Mira felt a smile spread across her face, illuminating her heart. As she approached the festival, the soft glow of lantern light bathed her in warmth, inviting her to relive the magic of the moment. And then she saw him, Eli, standing with his guitar, surrounded by a circle of friends, laughter spilling from his lips like a melody she had longed to hear. Her heart raced as she stepped closer, feeling the pull of nostalgia drawing her in. Eli looked up, and their eyes met, a spark igniting in the air between them. He smiled, a genuine, radiant smile that felt like a beacon in the night. "Mira!" he exclaimed, his voice flowing over her like a gentle stream. "You made it!" The sound of laughter and music floated through the night, beckoning her toward the heart of the festival. Each step she took toward the lantern-lit streets felt lighter, as if the weight of her daily worries was slowly lifting from her shoulders. As Mira approached the gathering, her heart began to race. The familiar tune of Eli's guitar reached her ears, weaving together with the soft hum of voices and the rustling of leaves. The festival was alive, a vibrant tapestry of colors, sounds, and scents. She closed her eyes for a moment, breathing in the fragrant air filled with hints of candied apples and roasted chestnuts, allowing the memories of her childhood to wash over her. And there he was, Eli, standing among a circle of familiar faces, his warm smile illuminating the space around him. He caught her eye, and, in that instant, everything else faded away. The years of separation melted into the background as they shared a knowing glance, a silent understanding that this moment was meant to be. "Mira!" Eli called, his voice ringing out like music. He approached her, guitar slung casually over his shoulder, his presence as comforting as a soft blanket on a chilly night. "I'm so glad you came." "I wouldn't miss it for the world," she replied, feeling a rush of joy coursing through her. As they embraced, Mira felt the warmth of their connection envelop her. It was a reminder that friendship, like the lanterns around them, could shine brightly even after being dimmed by time and distance. The festival unfolded around them like a storybook. They wandered together, hand in hand, sharing laughter and reminiscing about their carefree days of their youth. Every corner they turned revealed new wonders, the lanterns casting their gentle glow on the faces of children playing, couples dancing, and friends sharing secrets. Mira felt a sense of belonging wash over her, a feeling she had longed for amidst the chaos of her daily life. Eli strummed his guitar, filling the air with melodies that seemed to float on the night breeze. Mira closed her eyes, letting the music seep into her soul. It was as if each note was a reminder of the beauty that existed in the world, a melody that called her to embrace life fully. She swayed gently to the rhythm, the weight of adult responsibilities feeling lighter than ever. "Mira," Eli said, his voice softening as the music faded into the background. "I've missed this. Us. Life can get so busy, and it's easy to forget what truly matters." Mira nodded, her heart swelling with gratitude. "I've been overwhelmed, Eli. I forgot to take time for the things that bring me joy. I was so caught up in work and responsibilities that I lost sight of what really makes me happy." Eli smiled knowingly. "We all do that, but moments like this remind us that it's never too late to return to the things that bring us peace. Life is a balance, and we must make space for joy." As they continued to wander through the festival, Mira took note of the small moments, the laughter of children, the warm glow of lanterns illuminating the night, the connection she felt with Eli. Each element was a reminder of the beauty of simplicity, a stark contrast to the hectic pace of her everyday life. As the evening deepened, the lanterns began to flicker softly, casting a gentle glow that made the world around them shimmer. Mira felt a wave of contentment wash over her. She realized that this festival, this gathering of friends and family, was more than just an event. It was a celebration of life, love, and connection. It was a reminder that amidst the chaos, she could always return to the light. "Thank you for inviting me," Mira said, her voice barely above a whisper as she took in the scene around her. "This means more to me than you know." Eli looked at her with warmth in his eyes. "Let's not wait so long to do this again. Life is too precious to let slip away in a blur of deadlines and responsibilities." Mira nodded, feeling a renewed sense of purpose. She understood now that it was not just about rekindling friendships, but also about honoring herself, her dreams, her passions, and the moments that made her heart sing. She would create space for joy, for connection, and for the magic that life had to offer. As the night began to wind down, the festival atmosphere shifted to a peaceful serenity, the laughter fading into soft murmurs. Mira and Eli found a quiet spot beneath a grand oak tree, the lantern swaying gently above them, casting a flickering glow on their faces. They sat side by side, content in the silence, sharing the beauty of the moment. "Let's make a promise," Eli said softly, breaking the silence, "to always find our way back to these lantern moments, no matter where life takes us." Mira smiled, feeling a sense of warmth and connection bloom within her. "I promise," she replied, her heart full, "to seek joy, to embrace creativity, and to always make time for the things that fill my soul." As they sat under the starry sky, Mira felt a sense of peace envelop her. The night air was cool and refreshing, a gentle reminder of the tranquility that came from taking a step back and allowing oneself to simply be. The lanterns above flickered like stars, illuminating the path ahead, guiding her toward a future filled with possibilities. In that serene moment, surrounded by the whispers of the night and the soft glow of the lanterns, Mira understood that life's true beauty lay in the little moments. The laughter shared with friends, the melodies that dance in the air, and the warmth of connection. She felt ready to embrace all that life had to offer, to find balance and joy even in the busiest of days. As the lanterns flickered one last time, Mira took a deep breath, feeling a sense of fulfillment wash over her. Tonight was a new beginning, a reminder of the importance of nurturing her soul and cherishing the relationships that mattered most. Now, as you reflect on your own life, consider the moments that bring you joy, the lanterns that light up your path. Take a moment to breathe, to pause, and to think of the small wonders that fill your days with beauty. And as you drift off into the gentle embrace of sleep, let your thoughts carry you to your own lantern moments, where peace, joy, and connection await. Now let your thoughts drift away, and let the night carry you to gentle dreams.